A very good afternoon from Vigyan Prasar, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India in New Delhi. We are celebrating the Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate festival, which is part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which is being celebrated across 75 locations in the country. And we have not been limited to just the mainland. We have extended this festival to as far away as Antarctica, from where all our scientist friends at Bharati Station have joined us live and will be interacting with us. So science and technology being celebrated in an experiential way today. And to moderate the proceedings today, we have Bishakha Banerjee, a teacher of physics from La Martiniere for Boys, Kolkata. She's been a regular participant in our Engage with Science activities, and she will be driving the show today. And before I hand over to Bishakha ji, let me tell you all that today's session, after the first two sessions, day before yesterday and yesterday, is very, very special. So I request the audience to stay till the very end, because we have some very exciting stuff in store for you. And I'm sure everybody is going to love it. So please stand by and let's go right into the program and start interacting with our friends in Antarctica. Over to you, Bishakha ji.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to all the members of Bharati in Antarctica. Can you hear me? Am I audible to everyone? Good afternoon. Namaste.
Yes. Yes.
Namaste, Anupji, the team leaders.
Namaste.
We have been seeing you all for last 2 days and are extremely impressed with the kind of work that you are doing there. Today, some of our students have joined. They have got lots of questions. I myself, being from physics background, I also have some questions to ask you. So let's go ahead with it. We already know that Bharati Station is called a smart station. We previously had Maitri and we had the Gangotri. So can you tell us why it is called a smart station?
Yes,
Anupji, before you start, Anupji, sorry, sir, just one second. Before you start, is it possible to zoom in on whoever is speaking at your end, and then zoom out back to the group? Because that way, people will be able to, see you people much up close and personal. Only if it is possible. Otherwise, the team view is fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes,
wonderful. Great.
Yes.
Clear.
Wonderful.
Okay, I will begin with the first expedition. It was launched in 1981. So 1983, Dakshin Gangotri was there. That was the just beginning of Antarctic expedition by India. Then 1989, Maitri Station was constructed. From there up to this 2012, we were in the station of at Maitri only. 1989, Dakshin Gangotri was submerged in ice. So from 1989 to this continuously for the last four decades, we were at Maitri Station. So during this 2012, this station was established. So that time in entire Antarctica, this Antarctica Bharati Station was the most advanced station. So comparing with Maitri, here everything is advanced technology is used. So this is somewhat a very special comparing with the Maitri Station. So around the engineering and details, I will introduce some of our engineers. They will say about the details of this Antarctica station. Please.
Hello everyone. I am Rahul Moe. I am a station engineer over here. So what we call this station as a very high-tech station, because this station is made from the containers which is used for transportation, but it is been licensed and all been passed through quality insurance. So this is the station having all the facilities like reverse osmosis plant for a drinking water purpose. We have fire alarm systems. If any mishaps happen, we have fire alarm systems too. We have a building management system which is including all. We will get to know that what is means if anything is happened like fire and other things will happen, we will get to know that thing. And we have a CHP, which means combined heat and power. So which can heat our station too. So we will maintain the station temperature. That's why we are sitting in a t-shirts in front of you. Otherwise, outside, you know, the conditions are very harsh. So we can't go outside like this. We need to wear multi-layer clothes for that.
Okay,
I
Vishaka ji,
think,
before you come
for the
back,
answer of
before
about
Anup
this
takes over,
Yes.
let me just make the the audience a little more interested. Anup ji has sent us some amazing videos,
Right.
and we are just going to show you one amazing video of Antarctica that has come in from the team over there, and just to set the mood. Otherwise, people have just been talking to the team out of a conference room. And like I told Anup ji jokingly yesterday that, it could just be Bombay or Bangalore as well. So let's just show one of the amazing videos. Here you go. Nahi ho raha hai yaar. Yes, there's some technical issues. We'll just sort it out. Let's keep talking. Vishaka ji, keep going till the video gets shared.
Yes. So I also wanted
Okay,
to
here
know-
you are. Here you are. Okay,
Yes.
here you are. That's Antarctica for you.
Mesmerizing.
That's the Bharati Station in Antarctica, where scientists from India are conducting research. Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate. Those boxes in the background, I believe, are the containers which would have taken the cargo from India. Great. Let's continue. We'll come back with more. Carry on, Bishop.
Okay. So you said that made with the containers. So are these earthquake proof too? Or do you get earthquakes there? If you get it, then what do you do about it?
Basically, this answer might be scientifically wrong, but generally Antarctica, we don't experience that much earthquake comparing with our mainland. But there are earthquake. We have a seismology observatory also very recently installed for the different purpose of studies. So this station is very well advanced, and these are very secure. In any sort of earthquake also it can withstand, because the entire containers are joined together. These are the foreign technology. So these 132 containers are joined together to form a bigger station. So this is entirely very safe. We don't have any problem to face. So this is now 10th year is completed. Still this station is looking very new. So these are very advanced technology station. There won't be any problem.
I would like to add something. As already talk about the conditions of Antarctica is very harsh. So here the wind speed will go up to 200 kilometers per hour. So in that condition also there is no damage to station. So this will be very high tech. That's why we call this a very high tech station.
Right.
It's very advanced and very safe.
Okay. So now I would like to ask, I knew this, I am not very sure about it, that Antarctica was a part of India at one time, or India was rather part of Antarctica. It was like a supercontinent or something like that. So can any of you put some light on that? I think students would love to hear that.
Okay, actually, basically, our scientists, we are not geologists, but still we could manage to say about something about the continental. So I think you can this.
Hello, my name is and I work in India Meteorological Department. Unfortunately for you, the summer team has just left, and we had geologists. We had been working with geologists for all summer, but they have left. But I think I can give you a rough idea about what you were trying to say. In the beginning, in the sense millions of years ago, the continents were not separate like we see today. It was called Pangea, and then after some time, due to the movement of the plates, tectonic plates, the Pangaea got separated, and one of those parts was Gondwana land, and the Antarctica and India were parts of Gondwana land. And then what happened is further movement of the plates caused Antarctica and India to shift. India moved northwards. We believe India got separated from East Antarctic region, and then it went, and like we know, it is where it is now, near the equator. So I think that answers the question.
I will say one more, little more. Gondwana land separated into South America, then this African area, Indian continent, and Australia. Australia was separated at the last moment from the continent. These studies are going on. There are more proofs are coming from our geologists. Their publications are going on. So during this summer period, many of the scientists from GSI, Geological Survey of India, they came here. They have taken the samples, sediments. So their research is going on. They will prove with much more publications.
Right, right. We know that is how later the Himalaya, the Tethys Sea and Himalayas and all those were formed. Okay. So, do I ask
yes, many theories are there.
Yes, yes. So do I ask questions to the ISRO people who are here? Are they here? Some of them?
They are here.
Okay.
The ladies are from ISRO.
Yes,
Yes,
these two ladies.
sure, go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon to both of you, young ladies. I think our students are interested to know, yes, yesterday you were talking about PSLV. If you tell us something about the PSLV and also the polar satellites, okay, like at what height they are, what kind of information they take, and do you process the information here or do you send it back to India? So we would like to know something about that.
Sure, ma'am, sure. So, hi everyone there again. So coming to PSLV I would say is the most successful launch vehicle when it comes to ISRO. So PSLV basically launches something called low Earth orbit. So any satellites that are falling under 1,000 kilometers of altitude are considered low Earth orbit satellites. So usually all our Earth observation satellites that take images for military and non-military purposes, for mapping purposes, all these are usually low Earth orbit satellites, and they are all launched through PSLVs. So that's some brief intro about PSLV and what kind of satellites that we are launching using PSLVs. Of course, there are a lot more satellites that are launched through PSLV, not just imagery satellites, such as there will be satellites that are launched for astronomical observations, there will be for scatterometer observations. So something like that. So we have a wide variety of satellites that are in the low Earth orbit itself that are launched through PSLV. So coming to polar satellites, so the idea of so for any satellite that is launched, what kind of an orbit that they take basically depends on what do we want the satellite to do after it is launched. If we are interested in covering an equatorial belt, let's say, then we launch something called an inclined orbit, where its coverage would be lying from some latitude to latitude, which is probably around 30 or 40 based on the requirement. So coming to polar orbits are ideally used when we want to have a global coverage. While the Earth rotates and our satellites are in the polar orbit, we have a global coverage over a day or depending on the altitude. Okay, so ideally for a cartosat,
sun synchronous. Are these orbits sun synchronous?
yes,
Okay.
I'll come to that. What does it mean to say a satellite is sun synchronous? Okay, so when so not all polar orbits are sun synchronous. That's the basic idea. So ideally we go for polar when we want a global coverage. Okay, so so as the Earth rotates, so for any like cartosat or resource sat, which are usually imagery satellites that we have, they cover about 16 orbits in one day. In a 24-hour cycle. So coming to sun synchronous, what does it mean to say a satellite is sun synchronous is we are at a constant angle with respect to sun. Like let's say today morning, let's say when the satellite is crossing over India. So the orbit, if it is making an angle of let's say it is making a particular angle with the sun, tomorrow also at the same time, it makes the same particular angle with the sun. So the idea of a sun synchronous satellite is basically it makes a constant angle with the sun. So how is that done is basically because Earth rotates, the orbit also regresses. There is something called regression of an orbit. So that rate at which Earth is rotated is matched with the regression rate of the satellite orbit, basically satellite, so that angle remains fixed. So why we need sun synchronous is, let us take an imagery satellite with like Cartosat, where we are trying to image a place. What our requirement is something like we want to match the images that we take over a period of time. Like let's say I've taken a picture of a particular place a month ago, and I'm planning to take it this month again and next month also. So we want to be able to match them and dig out the information from it. We want to have constant illumination conditions. That is, we want the same sun illumination over those places, and hence the need for sun synchronous, where we are trying to make a constant angle with the sun. That's the idea of a sun synchronous orbit. So not all polar can be sun synchronous. It depends. So if you are not having an optical or imagery satellite, you don't need to go for sun synchronous, but you can still have a global coverage.
Right. Thank you so much for explaining. A lot of doubts got cleared also. And you mentioned that lot of information we get, which is for military purpose. So right now that is, the military purpose becomes very important. So I just wanted to ask whether you need permission from other countries also, because it is flying over a lot of other countries. So ISRO, do they have to take permission from those countries? Have we lost them, or are they there?
Yeah.
It depends on the country's policies, ma'am. Some countries do have and some countries don't. So it goes something like that. Some places are reserved, some I cannot specifically say which, but yeah, some countries don't allow that. That's definitely there.
Okay. I would now like to go to students. If any of you have any questions to ask our team of scientists, doctors here, you can go ahead. There are other supporting staff also.
Vishaka ji, before we go ahead, we'll take a small, pause here. And the pause is just to bring in some more excitement.
Right.
As we all know that, when children grow up, the first thing that they relate Antarctica with is penguins. And Anupji's team has been kind enough to give us the cuteness overload of a video, which we are going to present in front of the audience. Here it is. This is what Indian scientists have actually shot, and you can actually see Indian scientists standing in the background interacting with penguins. Amazing. So, now that, people have seen this real video, Anupji, if I may ask you, tell us something about your friendship with penguins, because that is what every child and grown up, across the board would want to know. What is the human penguin equation like, and how have you experienced it? Can they be domesticated? Do they come and visit you at the doorstep of your station? We would love to know that.
Right, sir. Actually, whenever we think about Antarctica, always penguin will be the first view from our mind. But there are many things. These actually these are the coastal areas where a Bharati station is there. So even Antarctica is basically divided into eastern part and west part. So there are this separated that the trans-Antarctic hills are there. So this eastern part of Antarctica is internal area. So coastal area basically penguins are visible. So eastern part of Antarctica is somewhat tough situation for staying these animals. So we have penguins, but very limited. So very rare opportunity for us to get these animals. But the western part of Antarctica, there are many foreign stations are there. That peninsula area is very suitable for these animals. Basically, seals, penguins are there. So in that area, they would like to, they could see many emperor penguins, Adelaide penguins like that. But in our station, Bharati station's limited number of penguins are visible. Whenever some penguins will be there, it will come in a group. So entire team, we are very interested. Everyone will go there. I will take photographs. But there are many protocols. We are not able to allow to test the penguins or take the penguins. These are very. We have to follow that Antarctic treaty system. So we could not disturb the ecosystem of these animals. So we all are interested to go to near to these penguins, but we have limitation. We should be keep some far distance, and we should not disturb any of the penguins. Even seals are there also. We should not move near to the seal also. It may attack. Seals are something rigorous than considering with the penguins. So penguins, these are the main basic idea. I think any of you can also explain what are your experience on this. Do you want to say something?
Actually, it was one of my experience was nice one that we were just walking on the sea ice and a penguin by itself came to us. So these are very friendly animals as such. They will come to you, but we have to maintain a certain distance from them. They'll see, they'll just stay near you. You can click photographs and then they'll go away. So just don't touch and don't feed them anything. Just that. Thank you.
Or anyone else from our side need to share their experience? It's okay. These are the experience of penguins.
Yes, sir. Anybody, any student would like to ask some question?
Please type in the chat box so that we can unmute you. Okay, Ronak Chatterjee, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, my question was that is the ozone hole recovering? And if so, then how will its recovery affect the ecosystem of Antarctica? And will it be better than what it is today?
Ronak, can you identify your name and school, please?
Oh, I'm Ronak Chatterjee. I study at La Martiniere for boys.
Okay.
So if anyone would like to answer Ronak's question.
This is a weather-related question. I would again transfer to this our IMD scientist.
Right.
Yeah, hello Ronak. The thing about ozone hole recovering is, I don't think it is conclusive enough for a long term because we have to have long-term studies regarding these things. So it was deteriorating for a period, then there is a period of recovery in ozone hole. What you said is correct, but these are ongoing researches and we have to have a long-term data for establishing things conclusively, basically.
And also we here have a ozone Sunday observation system. So we have monthly, like twice we take the ozone observations and send it for further evaluations.
Okay, Snigdha Baranwal.
Nita, you can unmute yourself.
I want to ask why can't
Can you identify yourself and your school, please, and then start the question?
I'm Snigdha Baranwal from Air Force Bal Bharati.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to ask why can't the penguins stay in other kind of place?
Environment. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So Snigdha is a small girl, you can see she has a question. Why penguins cannot stay in a different kind of environment? If one of you can say that.
Okay, okay. Basically, she is very curious about the penguins. Penguins are actually basically flightless bird. It's really a bird, look like a general animal, but it's a really bird. It cannot able to fly. Its feather is very thick. It's actually suitable only for this condition, very harsh or this type of cold climate conditions. So genetically, they are adapted with this cold situation. But still, this South African coast or South American coastal area, there are penguins. In South Africa, we could also see some penguins. But the penguin genetically different from Antarctica area to this South American area or South African area. So here the penguins are little different. Their feather or thickness are something more. So they are adapted to this cold climate conditions. That is a basic idea of penguins living this Antarctica. So, but then I think in Indian continental area or tropical area, this high humidity or high temperature area, they are not feasible to stay alive because of their genetical adaptation. This is a basic idea. So there are many researchers, there are many studies are going on how they are reacting with this different type of climate. I don't think they can stay alive in this high humidity or high temperature area.
Stand by.
From anyone from outside can conclude with any of your ideas. These are the basic idea.
Okay, before we move ahead, since there is a lot of curiosity about penguins, we will show you yet another film that the team there has shared with us. Here you go. Ek aur baar, can we run it again? It's too short, so we can run it again. That's the sound of the wind, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Go ahead.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes. There is Sabi who wants to ask some questions. Sabi, if you can unmute yourself, introduce yourself and please ask your question. Hello? Hello? Okay, so the question is given in the chat box. I'm reading out the question. What is the size of the team and what is the duration of stay and the average age of the team?
Why I was asking this is because I want to know at young age of 70, how can I be a participant, because now I am free from all other responsibilities of life.
Interesting, sir. Your curiosity. Yes. I think I will share this question with any medical doctors. Can you share some of the number of strength is 22? You can just.
Hi, sir. Good to see you here. Actually, we have come as a part of Indian expedition team, scientific expedition team. Now we are the member of 41st expedition team. So the team actually consists of scientists and the logistic supporting staff also, including doctors, engineers, and all other supporting staff, plus scientists. So we have got actually two, like we can, the entire expedition can be divided into summer team and a winter team. The summer team usually consists of scientists who do their research over here, and that they will be here for 2 to 3 months, and after their research, after the summer it is over, they actually return back to India, and the remaining, the entire throughout the year, the winter team actually maintain the station, and also they also do the assigned work and even the scientific work or the whatever assigned to them. So the entire, the capacity of the station is around 47 to 50, and now the summer team has left to India. Now we are 22 in number. We are doing wintering over here, and throughout the year we'll be here, and we'll be like staying like a family over here. And we'll once that, now it's the 41st expedition team. We are a part of 41st. When the 42nd expedition team come here, we leave. That's how it is. We hand over our work to them and we leave. That's how it goes here.
Thank you.
Do you get a chance to come back?
No,
Sorry.
Just another question. since I'm from Air Force background, if there is an emergency, which are the months when still there are no flights possible from the land to Antarctica?
This is the what we call it's a hardship here. This is the main reason why Antarctica is very isolated. So during the summer period, only it's a transportation is possible, even through the flight, ship. November, December, January, up to February, we could travel. So after the February, we are now isolated. Our ship also just left. So anything happen here, we could not reach out to our mainland. This entire 7 to 8 months, we are purely isolated. So people immediately what their impression is we are in a luxury life or lifestyle, but this hardship is different. The feelings are different. If something happened to our family or what something happened to us, we are limited with our resources. That medical doctors are here. So this medical doctors could help us beyond the limit of this any casualty. It's a difficult situation. So hardship is here. That is the conditions here. So in all stations, whatever stations are in Antarctica, it's in the coastal area. But inside the Antarctica mainland, it's a very toughest situation. Even winter period here also very tough. But internal part of the Antarctica, it's a very big continent of 14.2 million square kilometers. So there are only 2-3 stations that are operating at the mainland, in internal area of Antarctica. So all other coastal areas, these stations are at the coastal side. So this is very tough situations. While walking through this area or staying this area, it's look very nice and quiet. But winter period, winter time, it may not be the situation. It's a tougher situation. So basically, these are the answer. These are tougher situations. Really.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted to bring this information to our young students. I was aware of it. So my salute to our Indian soldiers, minus uniform, but weathering a difficult situation, same thing as at Kargil. So nice of you, all the best to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You know, we have a student from Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, New Delhi, where we are hosting a 1-week-long festival called Vigyan Sarvatra Pujyate. We would like the student to come up near the mic and ask the question. Yes, can you please identify yourself and your school and then ask the question?
I am Sangat from DAV Public School. My question is that what does the penguins eat there?
Eat there, yes.
And there is no what do they eat?
What do the penguins eat? Okay, good question.
Basically, this is students are always very curious about these penguins. Even we are also very curious about the penguins. Scientific studies, it's proven that krills are the krills. That's a small animals. Basically, that penguins are eating their ecosystem. Even fishes are also there. So these penguins will eat generally krills and fishes. Then seals will eat fish. Sorry, seals will eat these penguins. That the ecosystem is going on here. So for penguins, krills are the basic eating system, eating item.
Okay, so Soham Mishra here, he has a question.
These are the basic items.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, Soham.
Soham,
Mishra
you can
from for Boys, and what I wanted to ask was, how does a day in your life in Antarctica look like from the beginning to the end?
So from morning to
I
night.
will share this question. Sanjeev, can you answer? Our ISRO scientist will explain this thing.
So, hello everyone, this is Rungun. Our day in Antarctica is very different for each member of the expedition. So, usually we begin with a meeting at 8 o'clock, 8:30, where everyone assembles and leader sir will host the meeting, and we decide on the tasks of the day and anything important that we are going to do that day. And then breakfast timings are there. After you finish breakfast, then our day starts. So like our ISRO team is there, we are working round the clock in 3 shifts. So we will follow our shift pattern. other people like logistics team, engineers team, they also have to work round the clock. So engineers team will be monitoring all our systems that are in place in the station to ensure the safety and functioning of the power supply. And the logistics team, usually we are carrying out that this is the summer period that we can go out. Winter, it is not that much possible. So logistic operations like organizing our food stuff and regularly monitoring them so that nothing goes to waste and we utilize them to the full extent. And then laying out cables to the different laboratories that we have, monitoring them, and waste management system also. Every day we generate whatever waste is generated, that is taken care within that week or that particular day itself. Then lunch timings are there. In evening, every week we are assigned a community duty, like part of station that we have to take care of its maintenance and hygiene. So we'll be doing our duties from 5 to 6. And then usually for most of the people, the day is like that. And evening, we can have some recreational activities. We have a TT room, we can play chess, caroms, whatever. After dinner, usually in our entertainment room, we'll screen a movie for 2 to 3 hours where everyone who wants to watch that movie will assemble and have a chat over that. And again, chef is working round the clock from morning 6 to night 10 or 11. And with that, we have 2 people who assist him. They also work round the clock. Night time, when engineers go to sleep, they have to work every 2 hours. They have to take readings of the systems that we have in place, like temperature of garage, temperature outside, wind speed outside. And based on that, whatever is faulty or not in place, we have to inform and wake up the engineer so that he can take care of that. And then again, the same routine repeats. If we do not have any special activity coming up, like the celebrations that we have. Today, one of our members have his birthday, so we'll have a party around 7 or 8 o'clock where we'll celebrate his birthday.
So whose birthday can we all wish from India here?
Unfortunately, he is in duty.
He is in duty.
So we are all,
our best wishes.
Yes,
very happy returns and best wishes from all of us from the mainland. Megha Bharadwaj, she has a question. If Megha, you can unmute yourself.
Highlight spot. Megha ji, if you can switch on your cam, please.
Megha. So I think we are not getting. Okay.
Good evening to everyone.
Can you switch on your camera, please, so that we can see you? And
I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm traveling, so I cannot switch on the camera.
All right.
So, but I can ask my question. Like, greetings to everyone. My question is, sir, how Wi-Fi or broadcast works at Antarctica? Is there any private company, or you have some support from the national side, or how it is working?
Basically, internet communication. Are you asking about internet communication?
Yes.
Okay.
So this communication process can be explained by ISRO scientists. We use their communication system only. They will explain about this thing.
Yeah, sure. So hi, I couldn't read the Megha, right? Okay, Megha Bharadwaj, hi there. So how we are getting Wi-Fi here is, see, we basically have a communication antenna here, which we are using to relay back the information that we are collecting at ISRO's end also. Okay, so this communication antenna is basically it's relaying the information via GSAT 17, which is a communication satellite basically. So from that we have a communication link, which we are through that only we are getting the internet here. Okay, so these communication antennas can relay the information back and forth to the mainland, right? So that's how we get. So we are having many links that are used. Some are used for data transfer, some are used for communication purposes like this. So we have a dedicated 2 Mbps link, which is used for the station communication purposes. and the rest of it is dedicated for ISRO's data transfer from here. So inside the station, like whatever we receive information through the communication antenna, we have modems inside the system. Of course, we have the routers for Wi-Fi purposes inside. So that's how it goes. So yeah, ma'am, I think I forgot to answer one of your questions from the previous question that you had asked me about data processing. We don't do any data processing here. It's relayed back, and all the processing happens in England.
Oh,
before we go ahead, we would love to show some amazing pictures that the team has sent from Antarctica. And then, Anupji, if somebody can actually tell us more about these pictures so that people can understand them better.
Okay.
Okay, is this an Indian ship?
Just 2 days back. It's not Indian ship, it's a chartered ship. This from Russia. We are chartered for Indian purpose. So for the 2 to 3 months, this ship, we are bringing our entire cargo to this ship, including provisions, fuel. Fuel is very important here for the entire electricity generation. Fuels are there. Then provisional food materials, even including cloth material. Many of the scientists also in that ships only. So this is purely a charter ship only for the purpose of Antarctica. So from the South Africa, it's coming to Antarctica and returning back to through this both station through the Bharati and Maitri. This ship will bring entire provision materials, and by the end of March, it will reach back to South Africa. So last year it was sailed from Goa.
Okay.
You would like to add something? Yes.
That brings me to an interesting question, Anupji. Is what is the route taken from the mainland to Antarctica normally when you people travel or when cargo travels? What's the route taken normally?
Right. Basically, from South Africa, Cape Town is a place where we are starting. So from the South Africa, it's directly coming to Bharati. This is a route from the Bharati. Half of the fuel and materials will load down here. Then the remaining, some of our segregated waste material, entire cargo, whatever the last year, entire waste management, everything should be taken back in ship, and it will go to again Maitri Station. There also the similar procedure. We call it a convoy, shifting of entire cargo material to the station and taking their waste material and segregated material back to the ship. Then after completion of this fuel transportation and all, will go back to South Africa. This is a basic route chart. So sometimes climate condition will be drastic, changes will happen. Then they may slightly change their route, but these are the basic procedure.
So South Africa is your connecting.
My colleague would like to. Yes. That's the shortest point here.
And so that's a lovely view of the Bharati Station.
Right. One side of Bharati.
Okay, sir, I wanted to ask if it gets frozen, what do you do then? I mean, the sea after all will get frozen after some time. Like right now it shows blue, but when we saw the ship, it looked as if it is moving on ice. So what is done in that case? I mean, how will it go back, or how does it travel?
This ship, actually, this is he just informed now only that this is ice class vessel. It can able to cut the means it's a breaker. The ship front part, it can break the ice and it can travel. So the thickness of ice is 1.5 meter only. So that the summer period. So during the summer period, the ship itself can break the ice, and after breaking the ice, it will reach nearing to our station. So this is happening only in the summer period. If suppose it's a winter period, entire sea will be frozen and the thickness of ice will be much more, 2 meter, 3 meter, then it's very difficult for a ship to break it. So some part, they have different type of ship also, ice cutter ship having a special efficiency to cut the ice. So we don't have that ice cutter ship. Now this only this basic ship is. So it will come in the summer period and it can come.
Okay.
Okay. I think Nikhilesh Mukherjee has got some question. Yes, sir. You wanted to say something. Please go ahead. Anup sir?
Yes, yes. Yes, sir.
Sir, you were saying something? You can see some very interesting pictures here.
Yeah. We call it as Ramadan. These are fuel area, fuel where we stay safe. That previous photograph. Yeah, this one actually is where we will keep our fuels. I think our station engineer can explain about this fuel area.
Hello everyone. As you can see in image, it is a fuel pump. It contains almost 13 to 14 fuel tanks, each are having capacity of 20,000 liters. So approximately we have more than 3 lakh fuel, which is normally ATF fuel, because ATF fuel having freezing point of minus 80, more than less than minus 80. So normal fuel like petrol or diesel can't we use it here? It will freeze. So as you see, this ice get stuck in this various places. So we take regular shramdans to remove the ice at time to time, so that otherwise the ice will get converted into blue ice. Means after a lot of time, if we don't remove it, it will be becoming like a solid ice, which will get there permanent. We have to do a lot of work to remove that.
These sort of regular routines we have to do. While after this snowfall, blizzard, we have to clean the station, we have to clean the surroundings area. So during this winter period also, we have this sort of work. We have to keep it very nicely, and otherwise it will get, as he said, like once a snowfall will continue, it become a solid ice and then become blue ice. It's become very rocky like, so it's very difficult to remove. So these are the coastal area. We can see this rocky terrain, but going into the internal area, its ice thickness will be much more. So average ice thickness in Antarctica, it's around 1.9 kilometer thickness. In an area somewhere it's reached to 4 kilometer thickness also. So this coastal area is only very feasible for human adaptation, or we could stay here. So that's the reason most of the stations are in these coastal areas. So only 2 or 3 stations are in the internal part of continent. Amritsar Spot is a very famous station exactly at the South Pole, 90 degree. Our latitude is 69 degrees. So these far distance are there, around 20 degree distance in latitude. We are staying outside the continental area. That's why we could survey or stay here. But going into the internal part, climate condition is very drastic. Even in summer period also, it will be in a minus 10 or minus 20. During the winter period, it will be goes very high level. Minus 89.2 is the Vostok station. It's a recorded temperature. It's a very low temperature. So it's a coastal area. That's why we are somewhat safe here.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Nikhilesh Mukherjee, your question.
Hello, my name is Nikhilesh Mukherjee and I study in Martini for Boys, Kolkata. So my question is actually related to biology. So in biology, we have learned that human beings and penguins, being birds, they're all warm-blooded animals. So, but in Antarctica, the temperatures get very cold. So human beings can still survive in those very cold temperatures. So the first part is what is the special measures that you have to take? And the second is, if we can survive at such cold temperatures, why can't we survive at equally the very hot temperature?
Yeah, this question answer, human adaptation is not possible in Antarctica. Basically, we are coming here only for the scientific purpose, and we stayed in a comfortable station, inside the station. Outside, it's not possible. These are basically biological related matter. I will share this question and by some of the doctors, they could explain much more. Samod, can you explain why this our body?
Hello. See, outside the station, we have to wear protective clothing. Usually, we layer up our clothes. We use an inner layer, a middle layer, and outer layer. And polar clothing, polar gloves. One balaclava will be there to protect our face. Even in these clothes, in these protective clothes, we can stay outside not more than 30 minutes in a row. After that, we'll get the chills in our hands, feet, and it may lead to frostbite and everything. So, beyond 30 minutes in winter, outside work is impossible. So, inhabitation here is out of question. Okay.
Right. Aditi has a
My
question.
answer clear?
Sorry, he also had a question about why people cannot survive in an equally hot climate. In cold climate, we can wear layers, and the way you said, maybe for scientific purpose, we all have gone there. But after all, you have to go out in the cold. Somehow we can manage that. But why? That's what was your question, Nikhilesh?
Doctors would like to answer this question.
Extreme we are managing with clothing. Extreme hot, how do you manage? Can you summon the question?
This question, this Dr. Shinoj also can do some. This side.
See,
there.
our body can adapt both to cold and heat to a particular extent. Okay, that is basically controlled by hypothalamus. If the temperature goes subnormal, we will experience a condition known as hypothermia. And in hypothermia, we cannot survive. That's the way we are made of. Similarly, when the temperature goes above, hyperpyrexia occurs. And we cannot sustain that for long. Okay. Shinoj?
Yeah, Dr. Shinoj also would like to say something. Hi, this is Dr. Shinoj over here. So what Dr. Pramod was telling, the same thing I just want to highlight here. So it is much more, it is comparatively easier to withstand a colder climate, provided that you wear the protective gear. But in a warm environment, very much hot environment, like you can actually sustain or live there, provided that there is an air-conditioned room over there and do your activity. But of course, you cannot go out and get exposed in the environment which is very hot, suppose a desert area. There is something called heat stroke and all, basically alter the entire body equilibrium, and you will lose your body fluids and your entire body system get impaired. So it is practically more difficult to sustain yourself in a warm or very hot climate, just like a desert, compared to Antarctica. Here also, we are not saying that it is very easy to go out. As many people mentioned over here, that we are doing a lot of like protective measures to go out. So in both ways, it is difficult. But yes, in a situations like very cold environment, since we are wearing a lot of layers over our body, it is much more practically easier compared to a warmer region. That's what I want to highlight.
We have time just for 2 questions more, and then we'll have to wrap up.
Yes. I think Aditi is waiting.
Yes,
for
Aditi, go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hello everyone, my name is Aditi and I'm from Cambridge School, Noida, and my question was that whenever you go out for researches, what all preventive measures you take and how you protect yourself from animals, like you mentioned seals and other animals.
Preventive measures, Aditi sir just now said.
Yes,
so I think you can add the second part.
One more question. That are all the research centers near the coastal area for the ships to pass easily, or they are more towards the poles?
That also they have answered. It is yes, all of them are near the coastal areas, so that it can be repelled. Okay, whatever the resources they need, that can be repelled. Okay, one question that she has, what kind of protection do you take from animals? Do you get any kind of animals from which you have to take some kind of protection?
Actually, there's a misunderstanding that many of the people are thinking polar bears are here in Antarctica. It's extremely wrong. Polar bears are only in the North Pole, and South Pole we have only dangerous means penguins are very safe for us. Seals are there, we are not approaching to seals also. Seals and whales are there, but generally we are protected from the animals. And then skua is there. Skua is little big bird. Even albatross also there. Skua is little bit very big. It can also attack, but lightly no problem for us. So somewhere in Antarctica, we are safe from animals. We are very safe here comparing with the polar bears in North Pole.
So
We can take one
Would you
last
like to ask
question.
something?
see here,
Yeah, please go ahead.
yes, see here, only thing we have to be safe is you stay away from that seals. If you approach the seals, then only it become dangerous. So we're not supposed to go in close proximity to them. Say 2-3 years back, an Australian scientist was attacked by a seal, and he got sustained serious injuries. So that's it. Then, apart from the animal things, the main problem we encounter here is the natural disasters. That is, encountering crevasses. If you go inside a crevasse, it's gone. So wandering outside, should be very careful.
Then we have some blizzards.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
blizzards are like winds of 60-70 knots.
So while going out, we take care of all these things.
Okay, so it was a wonderful, enriching session for everyone here, for us, for the students who have joined, and also those who are watching through YouTube. I would just like to quote something for you all. The bravest are surely those who have the clearest vision of what is before them, glory and danger alike, and yet, notwithstanding, go out to meet it. Thank you so much to the Bharati Station team, Antarctica. Sir, if you would like to say.
Yeah, we would just another day of excitement, just to tell the audience that we also have another 2 days coming in with a lot more excitement. And please do join us tomorrow and day after at 4 o'clock live on YouTube. And we will be showing you a lot more from where we are leaving off today. So thank you so much. We are going to end the day today again with the national anthem. If we can all stand up for the national anthem.
Thank you so much.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जन अधिनायक जय हे